Hi, Mallory.
Hi, good morning, Jonathan.
Good morning.
So here's your morning coffee.
Thank you so much. Nice to see you again.
Yeah. How are you today?
I'm very good, thank you. Very good.
Thank you for taking me to the office today.
Up a bit early today.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to the office now, and great you could join me.
Yeah. Thanks for taking me there. So yesterday was a hectic day for you.
Yeah. Whole week has been a bit hectic, I would say.
Okay.
But that's a part of, that's a part of the journey. A journey with many people and many cultures, and it's these kind of journeys are fantastic, but there's no but. But of course, when a lot of different people are among or part of it, I would say, with many different cultures and many different point of views and perceptions, and it will always be a bit challenging, but that's also a part of, as I said, the journey and the game. And this is what I love doing. Grow a fantastic team. So yep.
That really sounds great. Okay. Nowadays Bali don't have so much of traffic, right? So it's take shorter time to you to reach office?
Yeah, that's true. It takes, I would say, around 20 to maybe 25 minutes max now. Before the COVID-19,
okay.
it could take the same, but it could also take maybe up till, I would say, 40 minutes.
Sounds good. Then
and even though I would say that the distance is not very, it's not very far.
Yeah.
We live from the office.
Yeah.
So yeah, there can be heavy traffic in Bali for sure.
Okay.
But I know government are looking into it, so they're trying to create a better infrastructure here, and it's certainly necessary. Yeah.
Okay. So then we can have our coffee talk with Jonathan today. I want to welcome all our viewers and Jonathan, of course, on Coffee Talk with Jonathan, episode 7. And I think today we will talk about one people, the leader behind it, and the future of business. So Jonathan, once you are ready, let me know.
Yeah.
So as a first question, Jonathan, I want to know, and for viewers also, what One People is about. It's a brand, it's a a virtual community hub, or it's a movement.
Yeah, it's all of it, I would say.
Okay.
It's all of it at the same time, and it's a family, so you could add that. Yeah, we are a group of people who are, have dedicated ourselves, our time, our heart and mind into succeeding with this fantastic project we call One People, which is, yes, also a fashion brand, but it's much more than that. You could say we are, you could say on the surface, you would say, yeah, we are a fashion brand. We are Danish premium fashion brand, sustainable and social responsible. So in that way, you can say we are very innovative, both from design but also fabrics and everything. But I would call that a bit on the surface. It's very crucial though, and it's very important to us, but it's still on the surface, you could say. Beneath the surface, we have a vision. We have a vision of changing the world, so to speak. changing the way business is done, because we believe that through business we can actually make the lives of others better, more effective, and more extensive, you could say. You know, there's still so many challenges on this beautiful planet that we need to solve as humanity.
Agreed.
And one of them, just to mention one of them, but a big one is, you know, the poverty level is still way too high. You know, I would say we can't relax. None of us can relax before we solve one of the main problems of today, or challenges of today, and that is poverty. We cannot, you know, we should not accept that. It doesn't matter where you come from. I come from Denmark, but it doesn't matter where I come from. You come from Indonesia, you come from India, you come from US or England. It doesn't matter. You know, this is one of the biggest challenges we still have. It's developing in the right direction, I would say, but we still have this huge challenge of poverty, and we should not accept that. So what we believe in One People is, yes, we talk about, we really want to be an inspiration to other entrepreneurs, to other businesses, both within our own industry, but also in general, that we can use business, we can use our own business to actually contribute to a better tomorrow for more people. So that's crucial to us. That you could call that is actually our why in many ways. And because of that why, we become more than just a fashion brand, more than just a Danish or Scandinavian fashion brand, right? Yes, we are Danish or Scandinavian sustainable premium fashion brand, but we become more than that, right? So that is what we have dedicated ourselves, our heart, our time, our mind to do that, to contribute to that through our Business for Planet program, which is you could call it a social responsible entrepreneur program, which means that we use in One People we use 40% of our profit to develop this program, which develop the entrepreneurs of tomorrow, you could say, with this kind of mindset. And there's even a level on top of that, and that is why that, how do we connect, how do we bridge between, you could say, One People as a fashion brand, and suddenly we are talking about educating the entrepreneurs of tomorrow. How did we come up with that? Yeah, it's because we believe in everything I just shared with you, that we can use business as a strong tool to do good in the world. But it also comes from, I would say, the realization that we cannot do this alone.
Okay.
Of course we cannot do this alone. So we think the shortest way to create this better tomorrow using businesses to do more good in the world, to contribute more than just a single focus on profit creation for the shareholders or for their entrepreneurs themselves. If we educate like-minded entrepreneurs, help them, mentor them, even invest in them, financial support or direct investments in different ways. So through these many new businesses that will grow from that, we believe in a strong network globally that can actually change the life of many more than we are able of doing alone.
Okay.
So that's also a part of our togetherness, you could say. We use this very much in One People. We talk about together, right? Togetherness or together, and it comes, it's a red thread through everything we do. That we know that we can change things alone, but we also know that we can change much more if we do it together. And we need together. We need other to help us realizing this fantastic journey we are on. Yeah.
Okay. So I would say like the end of what is the final objective as you see for One People as an entity? What you explained that the erecting the poverty, but why you think like this is the so crucial? Because as you mentioned, like there are so many problems in the world, but why you chose this one so particularly about it? If you can elaborate a little bit.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you talk about eradicating poverty, right?
Yeah.
Why have we chosen that as the center? But yeah, it goes hand in hand with, we want to change how business is done, right? That comes more from showing the world that it's actually possible to create sustainable, profitable businesses, even though there is also a very strong focus on taking care of planet and people, and having the social responsible approach. Even as in One People, we give away 40% of our profit.
Yeah.
Despite all that, we want to show that this is actually possible to create this new kind of entity, you could say, or this new kind of company that is kind of a hybrid between a traditional business or traditional company and an NGO, you could say, right? That's really our vision. That is, when we look into the world today, you make a strong separation between those two, right? Either you're a business or you're an NGO, but we actually think the future entity in all this will be a hybrid between the two. You actually already see it a bit. You can see, even some of the big traditional corporations around the globe are actually looking more and more into how they can contribute, more, positively, impactful to the creation of a better tomorrow for more people, you can say, and the planet, right?
Yeah.
So this will be the future. This is the future, and we are seeing the first small steps towards that beautiful future, where business become much more than just a profit driver, you could say. It's still a crucial part of it, because if you don't make profit, you cannot develop a company, you cannot become sustainable from a financial point of view, right? And that's actually one of the biggest challenges of the NGO. It's not sustainable financially. It totally relies on charity.
Right.
So if you use the best from both worlds, then you have the hybrid. It's still a business, but it's a business. It's a conscious business, you could say. It's a business where you are willing to take the responsibility much further than just the profit line, or just for yourself or your own people in the company, but you actually reach further than that. So, but the one we look at, and that was your question, right, is eradicating poverty. Why do we choose that? Yeah, we choose that because we believe that's the biggest challenge.
Okay.
And then people might say something like, oh, what about climate changes or other kind of challenges? What about those? Aren't they actually the biggest? Yeah, but the climate change debate to us that's a given.
Oh.
Meaning when we talk about that we are planet and people centric in the way we do business, to us it's a given that businesses of course should operate from a sustainable approach, you could say, or centric place, right? And if you do that, if you are sustainable, if you have that planet thinking in everything you do, business-wise, and your, business decision-making processes and so forth, climate changes will be solved faster. Yes, it's true that we still need innovation in this world to really solve the climate challenge, to become 100% sustainable when it also comes from a planet thinking approach. But with that planet-centric approach that we have and see as a given, it will make a very, very, very small negative footprint, a carbon footprint on the world as it is today. But yes, we still travel, right? We still, use or travel. I have a car here, right? And so yes, we still have a footprint, a negative carbon footprint, but we compensate for that. What we are not able of doing, I would call it organically, in the company, we compensate for the rest, the last small chunk, so to speak. So we have a zero or balanced footprint. But my point is, it's a given to us. It's not a given to how can we actually eradicate poverty. So you can say from our business approach, yes, climate changes, or I would say it's actually not because we talk a lot about climate changes. It's more that we talk about, of course, we should live in balance and harmony with the planet. It's a given to us, and we should do everything we can to do that. In a balanced and in a balanced way. We get nowhere if we become too radical, and that's not an excuse, but radical belief, wherever you find it, never change anything.
For good.
Never. You have never seen any change, real change, when it comes from radical people. So it always have to be balanced. And one of the reasons for that is it's very, very difficult, to align with for other people. And a part of other people is also decision makers, right? It's very difficult to align with a very radical approach, because radical approaches tends to either be too much ahead in the future, something like, oh, that's 500 years from now this will be possible, you know what I mean, right? Or it just tends to be wrong, because radical approaches tends to be very narrow and doesn't include a bigger perspective. So that's simple, just wrong. So either or, but both of them you cannot realize. So that's why it has to be balanced, it has to be intelligent, and it has to be with heart.
Very true. And I really enjoyed the thought about this hybrid business structure, environment which you want to create. But my next question is around this current situation, Jonathan, like the pandemic and the COVID-19 is going on. So what are the feelings and emotions you think can be experienced with one people during this pandemic times?
It depends a bit on what you exactly mean by that. If you mean how other people will experience the brand in a period of crisis like the COVID-19 crisis. I believe that this is exactly what people are looking for, you could say. this is exactly what people wants. They want to see changes from the business community, and a crisis always brings new opportunities and possibilities. All crisis does that. That's actually the main, we really need to understand that crisis always brings opportunities. So if you begin to, if you shape your mindset around that, or your perception with that perspective, you could say, you will actually begin to see all the opportunities crisis like this. This is not to to just have a blind positive approach to crisis. Of course, people are hurt by crises, but the point is you need to see the opportunities a crisis give you. And one of these opportunities in regard to a business like One People is that people in general, consumers in general, and have done so for the last decade or so, are looking for changes, are looking for ways to change how they consume, what they consume, how much they consume. And a part of that is to have a less negative impact carbon wise. Then we're back to the climate debate and challenges. So that of course gives a company, a business, a brand like One People some opportunities, right? And has COVID-19 made that even more clear or less? I would say more.
Okay.
It's too early to conclude anything, but if you follow the debates, it's the COVID crisis has not put a lid on the climate change. Yes, you can say right here, right now, the climate, the sustainable living, the all this consciousness around a more planet-centric approach from the consumers has not disappeared just because of the corona crisis. There might be, in the media picture or debate picture, less about it, but that's just for a few months. I'm pretty sure about that. So I'm very optimistic. I know this is the route that I would say humanity as a whole is walking, and it's just a matter of how long it will take, I would say. But I certainly believe crisis and the general awakening humanity, consumers, are pushing this further and further, faster and faster. So I'm very optimistic.
That's great. Before we look to end up, I want to ask about this last question. Like, as a founder and as a CEO of One People, what are the various steps you are taking so One People can stay relevant in this midst of uncertainty and then this pandemic time, or we can call this as a new normal also?
Yeah, but that relates to what I just said, right? So we will keep on the same track.
Okay.
We keep on the same track, of course, and pushing this agenda forward, because we know it's what we need in the world. We know this is something that people will require more and more, demand more and more. So yeah, we're very optimistic about it.
thanks, Jonathan, for this nice chat and take me to the office here today. So thanks all our viewers, and please subscribe and comment what you want to hear more about in our coffee talk with Jonathan. And till the time, bye bye.
Thanks.